everyone. My name is Angie Hess, and I am the Vice President and General Manager of Spas and More here in St. Louis. We are the master spas dealer selling a complete line of hot tubs, swim spas, cold plunge tubs, and sauna. Everything you need for that athlete at your home. We are so proud and so excited to be the partnering sponsor for Medals Mayhem with Monica and Mikyla, covering the Winter Olympics this year. We work with an Olympian day in, day out with Michael Phelps and his line of products. We know the true value of an American athlete, what they do to train, what they do to recover, and that is one of the things that makes some of our products the best for not only you, but them and any athlete. I'm so excited because two of my favorite things for the Winter Olympics are hockey and curling, and we are so looking forward to the next couple of weeks of Winter Olympics coverage. Thanks so much, you guys, and go Team USA.
Woohoo! Go Team USA! Look at I love that you have blue on, and I love that I have red on. And then here's the white.
Yes, exactly.
All right, everybody, welcome in. It is Medals and Mayhem Olympic coverage brought to you by our presenting sponsor, which is Spas and More. Thank you, Angie. We love you. We bow down to you.
Yes, we do, girl.
The athletes thank you because you make them feel better. For those of you that did not see our opening ceremonies, this is Mikyla Tuggle. She is better known as the Make That Magic and Make That Magic on social media. So we're going to let you see right away where you can follow her on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Check her out. She will inform you and educate you and make you laugh. That's a guarantee. For those that are watching our broadcast from Mikyla's platforms, I'm thrilled to be along with you. We do a show Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time, and you can follow me on multiple platforms as well, Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, Rumble, and we just added Twitch, and the website is therealmonicaadams.com. So we're super excited to be brought to you not only by Spas and More, but our contributing sponsor, and that's for all your health and wellness, and especially ladies in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Jenny Gabriel, an incredible nutritional therapy practitioner. Please support those that support us. JGOptimalWellness.com and on social at JD Optimal Wellness. All right. So Mikyla, how have you been since I saw you last?
Oh my goodness. Today there was just so much sport. There, on top of what we are going to cover today, the women's hockey team killed it this afternoon.
Yes.
Curling killed it this afternoon. So when we go to cover hockey and curling next, we have to refer back to February 13th because it may be an unlucky Friday to some people, but not the Team USA, baby.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Yep. They'll always love Friday the 13th.
Yes, they will. And I've been talking to the curling team in their DMs. They are so excited. They cannot believe that they beat this curse. The World Curling Association. It's amazing. So we have to talk about curling later, but today there's also some breaking news in figure skating that just happened. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay, I can't wait to see that. Again, Mikyla Tuggle. A lot of you don't know her as that. You just simply knew her as Make That Magic. It's like the Wizard of Oz. We are rolling back the curtain, and this is her name.
You rolled back the curtain on me, Monica. You're Dorothy. I can't believe you did this.
Exactly.
Let you know I'm a scammer and that's not my full government name.
Okay, look, if you are a person who has fallen off the wagon with your New Year's resolutions, you want a really good ab workout, just continue to watch our shows together because my abs hurt after you and I are together.
Yes. And today is going to be even better than the opening ceremonies because we have things to talk about in depth today about specifics. So I am ready.
Okay. So we listened to all of you, by the way. You said you wanted to hear about downhill skiing as well as figure skating. As we just mentioned, we're going to do curling and then we will also do women's hockey. Okay. Yep. So this is what we'll be breaking down. By the way, if you did not get a chance to see our opening ceremonies, I am going to drop it in for you right now. You can just look in the comment section and you'll be able to watch our original opening ceremony breakdown. Okay. So there's so much that has taken place since the opening ceremonies, Mikyla, but I don't think there's a story that's more talked about than what happened to Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah.
So we were all so excited for her to take the mountain on Sunday. Everyone's ready for this. And you're watching it in your mind thinking, okay, will she medal? Will she have an incredible performance, the performance of her lifetime? And it's literally within seconds of
Oh,
her getting out and going down the mountain that her pole, not her ski, but her pole clipped the flag. And so the problem was from a momentum, even from a physics standpoint, she was back on her skis.
yeah,
There was no recovering from that. So
yeah.
if you think about it just from where the body placement should be, there's no way when you're back on your skis, you're not going to go backwards.
Yeah.
So she went down and then somersaulted. If you looked in, and Mikyla did tell me this, Mikyla's like, I don't want to see the video.
Mm-mm.
Have you still not?
I still haven't seen it. I have that thing where when I see people get hurt, it hurts me.
Yeah.
Like it literally makes my stomach hurt. So I just could not watch it. But my husband said, like I think your husband said it as well, that there's a big cloud of smoke and that's not smoke, snow, and that's it.
No. Yeah.
I just don't even want to see her go down.
Well, the thing is, that is really, unless someone has dug into it more, that's what you saw when you were watching her live.
Okay.
Was, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. No. And it's heartbreaking because I was trying to interact with her on her social media. She's got millions on her Instagram page.
Yeah.
There's been such an outpouring of support. I was telling Mikyla that I just saw.
Bless
So
her.
look
Woo.
at that picture on the right. So we look at the left, which is the heart of the lion. I have chills right now just looking at that picture. Lindsey Vonn, and we're thinking, oh my gosh, is she going to medal? Will this be the most miraculous story of the Olympics? And then that's her in the hospital and the recovery. So look, she already had a replacement, a partial replacement on the other leg. Then we all knew going into this that she had torn her ACL. She also had meniscus damage. And the thing is, though, all right, this is what we're going to do. We have enlisted the help of the U.S. Center of Sports Medicine orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Richard Lehman.
Yes.
I mentioned to Mikyla that he's been on national news. Some of you might have seen him on Fox and Friends. He was asked about this, and he's like, Monica, the questions you're asking is literally what the world is asking. And so they were, one, should she have ever done it? Mikyla, go ahead and add what you said this morning.
So my dad said, he called me, he said, did you see what happened to Lindsey? And I said, yeah. He said, I just thought about when I would watch you figure skate, and I thought about how I would feel if we did not think about what made sense and we went with what we felt we wanted to do. I thought about how angry I would be at your doctor and your doctors if they allowed you to skate, knowing that this may be something that could either permanently damage your leg or even worse, make it so that you cannot walk. And he said, I would be angry if that happened to you. He would be very upset. So I never thought about it from the parents' lens.
Yeah.
And he made me really wake up and think about that too. Yeah.
I've had a lot of viewers say, can you imagine being a parent knowing, that was actually probably one of the very first things that somebody said to me was, can you imagine being the parent and knowing that, first of all, your daughter's going out there with a torn ACL. And so there's so much vulnerability in the knee.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this happened. So I reached out to Dr. Lehman and I said, I've got so many questions. One, would you have, if you were her physician, stopped her from competing at all?
Yeah.
Two, is there going to be so much permanent damage now moving forward, right? She's in her early 40s. So you start thinking of any injury you've ever had as an athlete, and it always rears its ugly head as you get older. Three, do you think, because the world is so saying, let's get her to recover, could she possibly come back even in her age? Would she be possible to do so? So those were my questions to him. All right. Yeah. Dr. Richard Lehman, let's hear what he has to say. And then I want you to listen, Mikyla, and then come back and we'll break that down in analysis.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Rick Lehman from the U.S. Center for Sports Medicine in St. Louis, Missouri, enjoying performance in Menlo Park, California, and answering questions about Lindsey Vonn posed by Monica Adams are very, very vexing. And number one, many people have asked me this question, and I answered it on Fox and Friends. And the question is, should Lindsey Vonn have skied? That's a tough question. But the one thing I will say is that there is nothing I could have done, any doctor could have done, or parents, etc., to stop her from competing. This girl is a world-class athlete, has competed through damaged ligaments in her knee, and has had stress fractures and many issues and has competed through them. So there was nothing anyone was going to do to change Lindsey Vonn's mind about, hey, I'm giving this 100%. And she did. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, what happened was she caught her arm in the gate, dislocated her shoulder, and then fell. So I'm not really sure that her torn ACL had much impact on that fall. Now, what it did do is it created a tibia fracture. She had a surgery and then went back to surgery for what I believe was something called compartment syndrome. So she had a subsequent surgery after the initial surgery to fix her tibia. Number two, and maybe most importantly, and the question that everybody keeps asking is she going to be able to ski again? I would put nothing past Lindsey Vonn. It would not shock me if she came back after this. Personally, I don't know at her age if that's possible. Just too much damage, big rehab, time passage, etc. So again, the potential for her to come back is against her given the time frame to get better. And then lastly, is she going to have progression of her arthritis? Well, she's already had a partial total knee replacement on her right knee. And so, yeah, she has arthritis. She's going to have arthritis, and this is going to get progressively problematic as she gets older. Having said that, she is a competitor, and it would not shock me if she came back in a couple of years to ski and possibly compete. Do I think she should have skied? In retrospect, the answer is no. But again, to stop Lindsey Vonn from skiing, I think was more than impossible. So was it a bad decision? No, she's a competitor. This is her chance to shine. And she really wanted to show the world that she was back. And you know what? She gave it 100%. So listen, we need more people like Lindsey Vonn. And quite honestly, this was heroic American heroism as far as I was concerned. Anyway, I just take my cap off to her. I'm headed for surgery. But at this point, I couldn't be more proud of this American. Thank you.
I literally put my fist in the air. True heroism.
Yeah.
To the nth degree. But now you've heard him say that. This is a very dear friend of mine. I respect him so much, and as do many other people that have put their lives in their whole body in the hands of Dr. Richard Lehman. So again, putting his license and everything on the line of what he said. But you heard him say, should she have? Probably no.
Correct. Now, there were a series of unfortunate events that happened in addition to that. Like he said, she dislocated her shoulder, it clipped, all of these things happened. But I think about that old mythology story where the individual flew too close to the sun and too low to the water, and, it caused all these things. I think about that. And I think about, you have to take your pride out of something. Now, obviously, the Olympics is quite literally one of the biggest moments for someone in sports, obviously. But you only get one body.
There you go.
You get several chances to get into the Olympics, honestly. You get one body. And I think she was trying to be a literal superhero. And just the fact that she clipped her arm, it ruined everything. But, I don't know. I don't know much about that sport, Monica. So I would love to know, what are the chances of that happening to other people who are not already injured? Could that have been a possibility why that happened?
Because of her injury?
Yeah. Was it something maybe her mental was off from it and she missed it, or?
You think about the psychology that plays into any athlete. That's why most, in the last probably 5 to 10 years, most NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL teams, they have a sports psychologist on their team.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not something you saw probably 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, but they know the mental side and how that plays such a huge part in the sport. Yeah. And so, yes, on the mental game, was she prepared, or was it always in the back of your mind? I've got this injury. Everybody knows. But, she did the pre-race run, did well. But yes, you're coming out of the gate. You're getting ready to go into this. What's going through your mind? Sure. That's a very valid point, Mikyla. Yeah. Absolutely. But, when we all saw her go down, your immediate thought was, it's the knee. It's
Yeah.
got to be the knee. The how fragile the knee is, like I said before, the vulnerability of the knee ends up not being. It ends up the fact. I mean, just you think about freak accidents, and it's like, are you kidding me? All
Yeah.
this stacked up against her, and then her pole is the thing that clips it. Because when I first heard that she was injured huge, by the way, I told Mikyla before we went on, I follow Lindsey on Instagram, and I would highly recommend you all send your thoughts and prayers. There are so many flowers. There are so many little stuffed animals. In fact, it's really cute. She's like, everybody, thank you for the thoughts, the prayers, the cards, the sharks. There's a big stuffed shark behind her in her hospital bed. She already had surgery. She will have another and goes home and has another.
What?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Whew.
So I know. And she's
Okay.
41. So that's why I was asking, like, will she come? I would think not. But again,
Yeah.
never put anything past an athlete. Mikyla, I was telling Mikyla before we went also, in an athlete's mindset, I'm just going to tell you, I played in the Junior Olympics as a goalie. I played in college as well. In my high school years, though, I remember playing and I dove for a ball, came down wrong from my elbow. It went into my rib cage and most likely probably punctured a lung. I had blood that I was spitting out.
Mhm.
Looked at my best friend at the time and said, "Don't tell the coach and don't tell my mom. I don't want to come out of the game." That's what's in your mind, by the way.
Yeah.
You're in this big game and you're in the moment, right? So you think about leading up. And by the way, we highly recommend, whether now or if you're watching this on replay, do a little hashtag replay later. We'd love to hear from you all. Do you think she should have skied? Do you think she's done long-term damage? What do you think is going to happen to it? But it's interesting, and this is the way life plays out. When something so tragic happens, then you have this glory day moment for someone else. So she, of course, and I keep hearing her pumping her fist in some of the posts that she's put on Instagram. So Lindsey, by the way, if you remember this, she was the first U.S. woman to win Olympic downhill gold back in 2010, just to look at the historical side of it all. Everybody's hoping this, historical moment happens again. Breezy Johnson, then it opens the field for her. And so when we see the tragedy happen with Lindsey, Breezy wins gold. Breezy Johnson wins gold in the women's downhill, giving Team USA its first medal, by the way, of 2026. That was the first gold medal.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So,
wow.
And then I will say, because if you were, and we're going to give you the leaderboard when we wrap everything up.
Yeah.
But when you were looking at the leaderboard in the beginning, I was like, U.S. is not even in the top 10. It took us a while.
It took us a while to get there. And my husband and I were talking about this. He was like, the Summer Olympics is where the U.S. really thrives.
Yes.
Like, we kill it in those sports. This year, though, I've seen a pivot. Like, we have started to really climb our way to the top with winter sports. I do want to call out, though, that I think one of the reasons that we excel in summer sports is that they are a little bit more accessible. Winter sports are extremely expensive. Like, I know my parents spent maybe $3 or $4 grand a year on figure skating, and I was like 12. Like, I was so young.
Look at you, you're so cute.
I didn't even, that was our Disney competition, by the way. So I had a duet where we added another girl, and we were doing Milan. And then to the right, that's when we did Arabian Nights from Aladdin. It was the same year. It was the Disney theme. And so, you see my skates. Those are probably $1,500 skates. I still have them. The sports are very expensive. Yes. And then you get to the track and field and swimming. It's just a little bit more accessible. But I think because of that, you're starting to see a little bit more equality and a little bit more inclusivity now because people can afford it. You can get grants. There are all of these opportunities that allow more people to pursue it, which in turn is better for the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, I know so many of my friends whose kids get into playing hockey and they're like, can they pick a different sport? Can they just play soccer where you have shorts and a t-shirt on?
It's expensive.
Once again, folks, if you're just tuning in, it is our Medals and Mayhem coverage. And we started with opening ceremonies. This is our first breakdown talking about alpine skiing. And then we're going to flip to figure skating. But again, not only did Breezy Johnson win gold, she clocked 136.10 to edge out competitors by a very tiny margin. Yeah. It was a historic moment. She became only the second American woman ever after Lindsey Vonn, who won in 2010, to win Olympic downhill gold. But that wasn't it. She then
That girl had a day.
she got bling bling on so many levels. She gets the bling around her neck and she got bling around her finger. She got engaged. Yep, she's like, I just got extra pink.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Okay, now, Monica, here's the question that I know a lot of the girls are going to have in the comments as well. Do you think he should have waited? Or do you think that this was the moment to do this? Because a lot of people think, hey, she's an Olympian. You needed to let her have that moment.
Stole that spotlight?
Yeah. Do you think that he stole the spotlight? Or do you agree, like, okay, this is the moment for sure. You're an Olympian.
Well, okay, I talked about it this morning and he went back and forth in his mind. He said he wanted to feel, was it the right time? And he felt it was. She seems elated and is so excited.
Yeah.
Both of the things are obviously being talked about. But yes, I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. You guys can all let us know. So again, this is your show along with ours. You become a third co-host. What are your comments? Let me see. So Chris just said, I think that she totally believes she could compete.
Oh,
this is
yes.
Lindsey. She's come back from injuries in the past. There was nothing anyone could say or do to change her mind. I truly hope she becomes the coach for Team USA after she recovers, praying for a complete, speedy, and painless as possible recovery. Good point. And that's what happens to a lot of athletes. They either become a coach or they become a commentator.
Exactly.
And I will say, I love Scotty Hamilton. I love his coverage. One of the most iconic skaters ever.
Yes.
And he's good, though, because a lot of times these professional athletes, I come back and go, they're not good commentators.
Sometimes they're boring.
Yes. He's great.
Yes.
And
He's fantastic.
Yes. All right. Well, that's any other questions? Drop them in. That's our breakdown of really what has stood out from the downhill skiing aspect. I've also loved the snowboarding. There's so many things that we could do in our breakdown coverage, but we had to pick just a few. So as you've been seeing, Christy said, I love Scott Hamilton too. So Mikyla was a figure skater for, was it 9 years?
9 years. Yep.
So for 9 years. So this is her sport. And from downhill skiing, nowhere near any of this. I did and have skied here in St. Louis, Missouri, for any of you that are local, Hidden Valley. Then I went to Colorado and skied. I will tell you, Mikyla, before we go to break, there was a media day. They invited the radio and the TV anchors and hosts to come out. Now, look, when they do these things, you think it's just some fun thing? I think, yeah, sure, I'll do it. We're going to be on a bunny hill. Girl,
no,
it was coming out of the gate, going around the flags, and I went,
they had
what
y'all
am I doing?
They had y'all Everest.
Yes, but here's the weird thing. There's so much momentum and so much excitement that I was swishing down the hill and I went around. I don't know how I did it. But then you go back up to do it again. And now I know what's coming for me.
Yeah.
Mentally, which is what you asked for before.
Mm-hmm.
I did horrible after that.
Oh my gosh.
Just being honest. But my first run, I wish we had these back then because I would have loved to have said, look at that. I'm
look
like,
at this. Yeah. The higher they got, the more I would have been like, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take a U-turn right on back down this hill.
Yep.
I love y'all, but
put
no.
me in the gondola. Take me down.
Take me on down. Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it is time to switch gears and talk about figure skating. This is our coverage, Medals and Mayhem, with Monica Adams, Mikyla Tuggle, and you. We can't wait. Don't go anywhere.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Well, welcome back. Thanks again on this afternoon show. We are doing Medals and Mayhem. It's our breakdown with Mikyla Tuggle. Make that magic. Once again, be sure to follow her on social media. Most interactive, most likely on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. She's got, how many followers? 400 plus thousand?
Yeah, across the four, I have about 650,000.
650.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
And
crazy.
grow. Look, this is what we want though, because we're all about paying it forward. We want our audience to follow Mikyla, and Mikyla wants her
And my
audience
audience needs to follow Monica.
There we
And
go.
if you don't, I'll find you.
I will come and hunt you down. It'll be a new Olympic
I
sport.
can tell who's watching and who isn't, and I'm going to go check your followers list and see if you're following Monica Adams. And if you're not following the real Monica Adams, you're going to hear from me.
Yes, don't follow a fake. There might be a fake account.
Exactly,
I don't know.
the real one.
Yes. All right. Well, welcome back. We just went through some downhill skiing breakdown, which really was the most that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah.
Now, from figure skating, I've only had a chance to see a little bit, Mikyla. I have more so been watching rhythm dance. Right.
Oh, yes. I love the
I'm in
rhythm
love
dance.
with Chalk and Bates. I was just okay.
Okay, I'm going to say it. It almost feels like we shouldn't be watching. It is very intimate. It is very like you can tell they are locked in. And there were times where I was like, whoa, this is intense.
Okay.
They're so good. But you know what? There was one, I forgot which program it was. France did a Vogue set.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, I had to be a French stan for 2 seconds because I was like, this is great.
It was. I watched it on replay because when I came in, French was wrapping up and then Chalk and Bates ends up taking the ice.
Yes.
When I saw their performance, I was like, well, clearly they've got to win. There was, again, it's all about the technicality, which Mikyla, you're going to break it down for me.
Yes.
I didn't see it initially. Then they came back and they showed it was her skate. Just the way it landed, I think, slightly is what.
Just slightly off.
Yes. But I'm so glad you went there. My husband, okay, I love being real.
We got to be real.
Everybody else, Jim was watching and he's like, that move right there, they made in the bedroom.
I literally was like, this is intimate. I feel like I should be watching.
He's like, they totally came up with that in the bedroom.
100%. And listen, I love it for them. I hope that they have a wonderful time at the Olympics. But if we see a wedding down the line, I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
10 out of 10.
Me and I were talking. I remember when I was in TV that we would always say, how many announcements will come out of the Olympic Games of babies?
How many
babies? Yes.
Literally.
Okay. All right. So that I've more so watched rhythm dance than I have the actual figure skating. So now school us on what's been taking place figure skating.
Okay. So I think we can go, I want to go into the physics of figure skating. And I think we have a really good slide to talk about this. So there are quite a few things that go into being able to take an 100-pound plus body off of the ground and rotate it. Yep. Now, one rotation is hard enough. But you have people like Amber who can do 3.5. Oh. Amber is our U.S. figure skating queen. I want you to look at the top square here, top on the left. She does essentially 333 rotations per minute. So this means that if she was spinning 60 seconds, she'd go around 333 times.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's what that means. The one top right. The top right, you see that she's done 2 rotations already. She's in her second rotation, she is 2 feet off the ground. 2 feet. I have plants that are shorter than 2 feet. So this means that her body was going not only fast enough, but it also had the momentum to lift 2 feet off the ground. That is essentially the same as a small plane.
Oh my God.
That is the physics to that. The bottom left, it's the same thing, so 2.1 foot, but the air time, 0.71 seconds in the air. That and when you think about a second feels like it's not a lot, but when you're elevated, when you're off of the ground, a second is a long time. So I want you guys to think about when we're looking at these folks doing this, the physics that has to come with this, on top of them having to land on a 1/4 inch blade.
There you go.
And I want to remind you guys, they don't actually land on a blade. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you.
You're going to get out your skates?
Yeah, I'm going to show you. Because they don't actually land on a blade. You land on your toe pick.
Oh.
Then you go down to the blade. And you land on the toe pick and go down to the blade because essentially if you land flat,
yep,
that can hurt your shins and you can break your what? Tibia.
Tibia, yep. Yep.
So you have to actually do this and then down. It is extremely quick. You have to practice it over and over again. And that is the reason that you see people fall sometimes, because they are not able to catch that quick enough, and they do this or they do this.
Okay, because when you said that from a physics standpoint, from an athlete, and helping people as a personal trainer, my first thought was that is a lot of instability in the ankle. You have to have that so strong. Yeah. So you're going here to here that quick.
You're going here, but it is a fraction of a second.
Absolutely.
You don't even see it unless they slow it down. So that's what you're doing. Also, you're doing it on this blade.
Yeah.
So it is extremely difficult. It is a sport that requires grace. It requires guts. And you have to be okay with slamming against a really hard surface that is cold and bouncing right back up as if nothing happened. It's impeccable. So
look, one of the things that she and I want to do is that, look, this is her field. This is her wheelhouse that I'm going to ask questions, but I want you to ask questions as well. Whenever I watch any of that, your mind always goes to I get practice makes perfect. And somebody had said that. Yes. But even beginning, how do you even begin to be able to do any of that? How do you get up off the ice? How do you even learn to turn? How many times do you injure yourself? My mind always goes to that. How many injuries did you have until you were ever able to do it, let alone do it so flawlessly that you win gold?
Yeah, I'm 33, and I fell maybe 3 or 4 times one practice, and we get what we call an ice burn. An ice burn is essentially where you are going too fast, you fall and you slide, and it actually messes up your skin. It creates like a skin graft, because it's just ice, and the freezing temperature messes up, like essentially it scars it because you're not supposed to put ice directly on a burn or anything that is an open cut. You're not supposed to do that. But when you fall and you do it, it messes with your skin. So the amount of practice that goes into this, it's actually ridiculous. And a lot of these girls are spending their mornings, evenings, and sometimes afternoons in between school practicing for this. And for them to be able to take it to this stage, the Olympic stage, it's a lot. You also have to think about, every coach has to think about the body type of the girls too. Yeah. So my coach, I was the only Black girl on my team. My coach was like, look, girl, I'm going to be honest with you. You have a lot more muscle mass. You have more hips. You have more butt. You're going to have to go faster. Mm-hmm. And so she would tell me, like, I need you to go fast. I need you to get off that ground. Once I sped up, that was when I was able to get the momentum. But I was watching my peers. They were not going as fast as I was because they didn't have to.
Right.
So there is a lot of physics to this sport. And that's why I love it. And I am so excited to talk about it because a lot happened.
Absolutely. But again, so we look at things that we try to do on the ground. Now you're taking it, because we think about, right, people are like, oh my gosh, I did a flip, or I did a somersault, or I did a backflip. Yeah, they're doing it on ice. I even look at that, like I said, I'm loving the rhythm dance. I dance. I can't imagine dancing on ice. I just don't, right? And they're swinging each other. They're doing swing dancing on the ice. They're flipping them up. Then we take to the guys, and the guys with one arm are sustaining the body of, yes. And I'm just like, how are they not
while going 15 to 20 miles an hour?
Okay, I was just going to ask you how fast they're going.
So kids go 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
Like going 10 to 25, like it's insane. You have to be delusional about your balance.
Okay, well, that's a good point.
At a certain point. Yeah.
To be at the level that these athletes are, there is something a little wrong up here.
You got to be a little wrong for you to fall onto a hard surface, because there is no bounce. Everybody else gets gives. The gymnastics girls get give. Track and field, swimming, all you have to do is just like make sure you don't hit the bottom. No, they are landing on a hard surface that does not bounce.
And deciding to do it again and get back up.
Getting up and do it again. Like they're crazy.
Let's see. You learn to listen to your body when you're skating. It's just like dancing. You know which way your body's going to move, and you know when you're actually going to fall. You have to be very precise on what you're doing as a dancer, and that's even on ice skates, even more so. It's good to start off as a child learning, because children are not scared to fall. That
Correct.
absolutely fabulous dog. That's who that is on Facebook. Thank you for explaining the physics of figure skating, Janice just said.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no problem.
Fab says, here we go. We are on ice. Yes, we are.
Yes,
and I
we
jumped
are.
over to Instagram, and Angie from Spas and More, again, our presenting sponsor, said sports psychology is absolutely a huge necessity anymore, not only for mental prep, but for mental health. Yes. And it's talked about more, by the way, than it ever has been. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They
All
need
right,
it.
so figure skating. All right, so we're going to look through a bunch of
Okay.
slides that we
Yep.
want to thank Mikyla for getting ready for us.
Yeah.
Give us the summary of what you've seen since the opening ceremonies.
Okay, so this was the February 8th. Specifically, I want to talk about this one that happened on Sunday, the February 8th freestyle skating. So you guys have probably heard there's like a freestyle and there are free skate, and then there's like short program, long program.
Mhm.
Free skate is when you get to choose. This is like you're like, okay, I know that I have to hit 3 jumps. 2 of them have to be triples. 1 has to be a set of 2. I have to do 4 types of spins, and then I have to do footwork. Footwork is essentially them going from one end of the rink to the other end of the rink in a very fancy style. Okay.
Great.
That's basically all that means. So when you have the free skate category, you automatically know that people have the ability to change what they want to do. They may start with a triple axel when last time when you saw it, they started with a triple lux. So that as a competitor, you have the ability to choose that versus short program, long program. That is one routine that does not change.
Right.
So this is a more exciting program to watch because you can hear the commentator say, now she did this last time. Let's see what she does this time. That's why you'll see that. So
Okay.
I want to go to the first slide with all of the, so we have Madeline from Canada, Anastasia, ironically, from Russia. Italy, we had Laura, I think her middle name is Nike. And then Amber Glenn, she's the USA competitor. I'm going to talk about her in depth.
Okay.
And then we have, I believe her name is pronounced Kaori. She's from Japan. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to, spoiler alert here. Okay, Kaori won.
Oh,
And Kaori beat us bad. Hey, she deserved it. She
Okay.
was fantastic. But I want to go to the slide. I believe the first one was Canada.
okay.
And I enjoyed Madeline's performance, but she's the only one that failed.
She's the only one that fell?
She
Okay.
is the only person that failed this day. Falling automatically gets like 4 to 5 points taken off.
Right, right.
And you have to have at least 130 to qualify in the gold to bronze.
Okay.
Like that's how that works. So she danced to she skated, I always say dance. She skated to a classical song. There was a theme. A lot of people didn't notice there's a theme. It was nostalgic. It was 90s nostalgia, right? So she skated to essentially a nostalgic song from her region, but it did not really connect with the audience, which is another thing that they look at the crowd participation as well.
Yep.
So she, as you can see, she's clean. She looks good. Her spin, the top left spin, the sit spin, beautiful. But she was just boring and she failed. And unfortunately, that led her to get a relatively low score. And even with her being the first skater to start, she just wasn't going to beat the rest of the girls that came out. And she did end up placing 5th, I believe.
So I will ask this because you said it was boring. And again, crowd reactions, everything, because the crowd there, the crowd at home, you know that they're feeling the same way.
Correct.
When they fall, though, do we all not go, no, you don't want
Yes.
that to happen to anyone?
We don't want anyone to fall.
No. And how do you recover from it? Because we just talked, the theme of today's show has really been mental. How do you recover and not continue to make mistakes?
You have to, again, be crazy. Like you have to get up. Like I didn't just fall at the Olympics in front of 10 million people.
Correct.
I didn't just fall. You get up and you do it. I mean, but these girls it's almost second nature to them.
Yeah.
When they fall, they're used to just getting right back up. You're actually taught how to fall and how to come up. That's like one of the first lessons they teach you is how to make sure you don't cut your own finger off, basically.
Oh God, no kidding.
No, for real. Like,
Nope. Yep. I mean, she showed us that blade. You can imagine this.
I've seen some
serrated
terrible
knife.
stuff, Monica. Like,
I'm sure.
So that's one of the first lessons. And she just honestly, she bounced back program wise. She did okay. But afterwards, when you saw the rest of the performances, she just wasn't cutting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go from Canada and then move on to the next?
I believe Russia. Okay. Listen, she was my top contender until Japan stepped in.
Okay. And why?
So she performed to a song from the movie Ghost.
Oh.
The back of her outfit is actually two people kissing. Like it's like one of the scenes from Ghost.
Yeah.
Her performance was so intimate. It was so dramatic. She was a fantastic actress, which is also a point that you have to be a great actress as well. And I also just want to point out her lines. When we say lines, we mean just as a skater, is your body completely straight when you're supposed to be straight? Is it, when you are jumping, if you look at the bottom right photo here, you see how her skate and her legs are completely aligned. Mm-hmm. She's ready to jump and go 2 feet in the air on that bottom right photo. Those things, me capturing that mid motion lets me know she's a fan. She's trained in a way where you have to think about every single motion. Yep. And I loved her. I can't remember where she placed, but her performance stood out to me next to Japan. You see after she finished, she just was like overwhelmed because she did so well.
She was elated, right? Well. Right. Well, but that is also what you want. You want them to get done and go, I gave it my all. That's all anybody can ever ask of you, right? You're not going out there to be perfect, because when you try for perfection, that's where your brain's messing with you, your mental side's messing with you. You go out there and give it your all. That's all anybody can ever ask for you. And I love those reactions of, I know it. There's nothing. I left it all on the ice.
Yep. I have a comment in here. Somebody said, how do the guys not get cut up legs from the skates of the gals during some of those lifts? Because they are not on the edge that cuts. They are doing this on the thick edge. This is the edge that cuts. The sides are what cuts. They're just here. I can press my hand against this all day. The second I go like this, I'm injured.
Okay.
So it's just the way that it's positioned. Also, the pants and the tights are kind of made, they're resilient. So they're made to not rip. And
they look like they're really thin, but is it more like rubber? Is it more like scuba-ish?
They're thick. Yes. I was going to say they're kind of like thick, like scuba gear. Okay. Also, you don't get your skates sharpened right before a performance. So their skates are not going to be extremely sharp anyway. They're going to be in a place where you're going to be comfortable. Sharp skates cause things. So, yeah.
That absolutely fabulous dog said, Japan don't play.
They don't. Japan don't play, for real.
We're going to get to Japan in just a second. Okay, so we talked about Canada and Russia.
Let's see who's next. I think this is Amber. Oh, no. This is Italy. Laura.
Which Italy, by the way, has been doing amazing in the game.
They have. They've been doing really good. So Laura's performance was the most unique to me. She performed to Jaws.
Oh, I did see this. Okay.
She was amazing.
Yes.
So I took a couple of photos of Laura because I wanted to, call out her lines and then the height. So the bottom left photo, this is probably about 2 feet as well. Wow. Off the ground. Her height was amazing. Also, bottom right photo, the lines again. Yep. Do you see the arms are perfect? The legs are perfect. She's going into what we call a loop. A loop is when you use the momentum of your hips and your knees to just jump. You don't have a toe pick. You're not forcing your foot into the ground. You're literally just looping and jumping off the ground. And she did a triple loop there. She's nuts. She's also a right-handed skater or a left-handed skater. Sorry.
What the?
Yes. She ended in a cartwheel. She's a left-handed skater, which means she doesn't spin to the left. She spins to the right. So she spins the way dancers spin.
Wow.
She's nuts. And I was like, You're doing all of this and then you end in a cartwheel?
Wait a minute. How did someone end in a cartwheel and not win?
Several people end in cartwheels, but cartwheels are not what get you placed. They don't get you points. They're solely showmanship.
Theatrics.
So someone messaged me earlier, and I believe he was in the comments. His name was Chris. He said, why are so many people doing flips and cartwheels and everything this year? It's trending. That's why people are doing it. It is something that has been done in U.S. figure skating this year. It's trending. And I have a photo that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but it's just trending. And I can't imagine doing a cartwheel on ice.
No.
But the girls, that's like their second home. So they're used to it.
Again, if you're just tuning in, reintroducing us, Monica
Yes.
Adams, Mikyla Tuggle. This is the Medals Mayhem Olympic coverage, again, brought to you by our friends at Spas and More and JG Optimal Wellness. We're talking figure skating. If you missed in the beginning, you just signed on. We already went through downhill skiing. We talked about Lindsey Vonn. We talked about Breezy Johnson. Now we're breaking down figure skating. Okay, so that was Italy. Now,
Italy, I believe we are on to the United States of America.
This is what you've been waiting for.
Amber Glenn out of Texas, my girl. So I believe she is 26, which is older. She's a bit older to be a figure skater. Most of these girls are on average 21, 22 years old.
Okay.
So for her to be 26 already lets me know physically she's amazing. And she has it together. I want to call out, if we can go to the next slide, because I think I have a couple of photos here. I want to call out her jump height. Her jump height and her artistry is nuts. She, as you can see, the lines in the bottom right, her it's fantastic. But I was disappointed in Amber for this because she gave up on herself mid-performance.
In what way?
She wanted to do a triple axel, triple flip. No one in this program was going to attempt a triple.
Okay.
She attempted it twice. Okay. The first one she completely bailed out of. And you can tell when someone bails because their momentum stops out of nowhere. Okay. And I can tell as a skater, she was going to do something else. She, outside of her jumps, her performance was fantastic. It was beautiful, but I think she might have gotten into her head a little bit. You can see top right corner. She was really feeling it at the end. She got into her head a little bit about, being the only person doing a triple. Okay. And she could have downgraded to a double, but when you downgrade to a double, that can also lead to a penalty.
Okay, that's what I figured, because what the athlete. Oh yeah, look at that face.
Yeah. So when she got this score, and here's the thing, 138 is nothing to blink at. 138 is amazing. like you're doing an amazing job if you get 138. I believe the person who won got 148. Okay. So she was only 10 points away from having gold, landed her bronze. But, in the middle of her performance, I could tell she was like, I can't do it. Like, you could just tell.
Well, right. So my question back to you would then be, because if you don't have it, you're wanting it, people are expecting it, but you just can't do it.
Yeah.
You have to bail, don't you?
Yeah, you have to.
It's just unfortunate because
it's unfortunate. Yeah, you have to bail because
she's beating herself up, as you could clearly see.
She is, because what we don't want to see is her trying it and then ending up hurting herself,
falling, and then you're like, okay, well,
correct.
So in her mind, and again, the mental side of the game, any sport is one of the biggest parts. And we talk about the physical side of the shape you need to be in and how much they're practicing and the way they eat, their nutrition, their hydration, every level of it, elevation that goes into play, right? But then it becomes what happens when you're out there and it's in that moment and millions are watching you. You got to put all that aside and you just go.
You have to do it.
Okay, so Amber, now you said, spoiler alert, Japan wins.
Yes, here's Japan. Let me tell you something. I knew when I saw her coach praying for her, I said, she got it. That's it. She got it.
Because she had God on her side.
Listen, I don't know what her religion is, but whoever she had, They carried her through this performance. It was beautiful. Her uniform was gorgeous. It was my favorite uniform that was on the ice.
Okay.
It was beautiful. So I cannot remember the song that she danced to, but immediately she goes into this sit spin, and this sit spin on that top left corner is perfect. It's perfect. Every single part of her body was united. She did not travel. What traveling is essentially when you spin, you're supposed to stay in one place, right? So it'll end up looking like a target or like a swirl, like a Twilight Zone swirl.
Mm-hmm.
When people, it's true. When people travel, though, it moves. So it ends up looking like a tornado because it's elongated and you have gone from one place to another. She did not travel on any of her spins. She had accurate speed, but was also very graceful the entire time. I think I may have a couple of other pictures stowed in here.
Can I ask, because you were talking about what she's wearing.
Yeah.
How much do you think again, uniforms or whatever you want to call it, what they're wearing plays into audience reaction?
I think the audience that's in that room right now, they're used to it. Okay. So that's not going to be something, unless you are doing something that is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Which I believe one of the uniforms for Team USA, the pairs, they got that reaction because she had a full back out skirt, which is dangerous to wear just in case if something happens, you get a wardrobe malfunction.
Hello, Janet Jackson.
Correct. Exactly. So stuff like that happens.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So her outfit was beautiful, but her performance, stellar. She landed everything that she did. Any jump that she did that she might have potentially stepped out of, she fixed it. She corrected it immediately. And I've trained my husband at this point to know what that looks like. And he was like, oh, she fixed her edge. I'm like, yep, she fixed it. So it was fantastic. She did such a good job. And she sat down with her team. I think I have a photo of that. She sat down with her team and she's like peeping over. Like literally, she's like, I cannot look. I can't see if this is happening.
You all watch. I can't watch.
She literally was like, y'all can watch it.
What was her number?
148.
Wow.
So she ended up beating Russia. United States got bronze, and she got gold. And I said, you know what? I agree with this.
Well, and that's what you want, right? So, that's so funny. So that absolutely fabulous dog on Facebook said Japan been doing it since birth.
Since birth, honey. They had I think the girl was maybe 21. Like she was young.
It's interesting that we talk about this, and all of you that are watching at home, and you're like, wait, are you all calling an athlete that's in their early to mid 20s old? Well, yeah, when they're like 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, yes. You look at these professional athletes that, are in baseball and hockey, football, et cetera, and you're like, well, it's time for them to retire. Yeah. They're in their 30s. They're old.
Yes. Most people do start, I would say, between the ages of 4 and 6 is when you see a lot of figure skaters start. And then after that, you'll see a break off. You'll see some folks go professional and you'll see some people go performance. Performance can be cruise lines, Disney on Ice. It can be like, casino, stuff like that. Yep. And then some people will go the competitive route. Obviously, competitive may make a little bit more money down the line, but performance is where you make the money starting. So it's amazing. It's an amazing sport. And I always have such a good time talking about it and governing it.
Well, this was what she mainly wanted to look at. Okay, Christy just said, wasn't Tara Lipinski like 15 or 16 when she won?
Yes. Tara was extremely young.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think oh my goodness, what's my girl's name who has the Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding and
Tanya Harding. Yes, Tanya had a hard knock life.
Did you watch that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched the movie, but I also read about Tanya Harding, but just from being a figure skater. And I understood her because she didn't come from the glitz and glamour that Nancy Kerrigan and some other people came from. She didn't have the money. She literally had to be sponsored. So her mindset was much different than other girls. She was doing this to make sure that her mother could keep the lights on. Like it was much different than everybody else. And she was fantastic, but Yeah.
I'm happy to know that we're not seeing the drama that we saw
No.
back then.
Not in the 90s figure skating competitions were crazy.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Olympics. And again, Medals and Mayhem brought to you by our friends over at Spas and More. Please remember to support
Yes.
those that support us. And JG Optimal Wellness, thank you. Oksana from Ukraine was young too.
Oksana Bayul. Yes,
Yes,
he was
yes.
very young. Yeah.
Again, so I'm just looking at some of the things that, if people are just kind of typing in, like, what was the big thing that took place, the historical aspect of so much that we talked about in downhill skiing, figure skating, Team USA won gold in the figure skating team event.
Yes, they
Yes.
did.
Strong legacy in Olympic figure skating, by the way. Okay. So we're making sure that we had this name correct. Is it Ilya Malanin?
Yes, Ilya Malanin.
One of the country's top skaters, nicknamed the Quad God for his multiple quadruple jumps. I originally heard that and I was like, does he have great quads?
I knew what they meant as soon as they said it. I said, oh, he does quadruples. Okay.
But does he have really great quads?
You know, if you're able to do a quad, though, you have to.
Exactly.
Because you have to get at least 2.5 feet off the ground for you to be able to complete 4 rotations. Ilya, this is breaking news. He placed 8th today.
Yeah. Yep. Saw that.
So I have a feeling that the pressure got to him. He's 21.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling him the GOAT, the quad god, all these things. Right. You go left or right. You either go extremely humble or it gets to you.
Yeah. I mean, I did not expect he finishing off the podium. I did not see. I thought for sure he'd be on the podium.
I didn't
They
see
said
that.
He struggled under pressure and mistakes in the free skate.
Yes. And again, I just said that free skate, the free skate is really what separates the guys from the men. Yeah. Because you're able to determine, what am I going to do? How am I going to manipulate this scale so that I outdo my competition while still looking like I have some humility?
Yeah.
So I wanted to also talk about Ilya because do we have, I believe there's a photo where I have another skater and him doing a backflip next to each other. This individual to the left is Surya Bonali.
Okay.
The individual to the right is Ilya Manalin. And right now, what we are learning is that he was receiving accolades for doing the backflip. And everybody was like, oh, this is amazing. He got additional points for this. Surya Bonali did the same thing in 1998 and got disqualified.
Oh.
And she was disqualified because they said that the flip that she did was illegal because no one else could do it.
What?
So Surya Bonali did the backflip and they kicked her out of the Olympics. She was disqualified. She was quoted, I wanted the backflip to one day be legal or to at least have them write everywhere that Surya did it because I was a pioneer.
Amen.
And for this young woman to do this and be disqualified, and then Ilya come in and do it, and everyone acts as if Surya did not do this and was not disqualified for it, is very interesting to me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's ridiculous. Why would you? That doesn't even make any sense. Why
it does not make any sense. And
Christy just said, I remember when she did that flip and got
disqualified. Yes. Yeah. So and everyone around the world was like, but it's amazing.
Absolutely. We want to see that.
Yeah, we want to see it. If she's doing it and she's not getting hurt, then why is it? And they said, no, because no one else can do it. So I want us to think about stuff like that, about when we see individuals do things and we're like, wait a minute, didn't somebody else do that and get disqualified for it? I want us to think about stuff like that because that is, she spoke about the fact that she was happy that Ilya got to do it because she didn't.
Yeah.
Well, and yes.
But I hope that we hear her name constantly with that.
Correct. And that is my hope. My hope is that people, when they bring up Ilya's name, they also bring up Surya's name because she opened that door for him.
Absolutely.
And now he is this decorated, gold medalist. Obviously, we still love Surya Bonali. She's fantastic. She still skates. Yeah. But he bombed today and I really felt bad for him. Yeah. And I also hope that if anybody gives him a call, it's Surya.
Absolutely. Tell us who your favorites are if you're just heading home from work. And again, we're going to be wrapping up here soon. We are on Central and Eastern Coast right now. We started this at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. So some of you might just be heading home from work. You're getting ready to settle in. By the way, happy Galentine's Day to all of our girlfriends. Valentine's, of course, tomorrow. But it's these names. Will they have that lasting power? We just brought up Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, Christy Yamaguchi, Michelle Kwan, Dorothy Hamill, iconic Olympic champions. U.S. obviously has had a long and successful figure skating history, particularly in the singles and the teams events. So it'll be interesting to see what names stay on the tip of our tongue from the 2026 Milan Cortina Games. We'll see. We'll see who stands out for us. But maybe Ilya for this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be like, who was that again?
Yeah, I think we'll remember him. And
I hope so. I hope
he's
so.
known in the figure skating world. I mean, Amber Glenn, obviously we're gonna know.
Yep.
There are so many names, and I'm really looking forward to the closing ceremonies now too, because I want to see the difference.
Yes.
So yeah, that was figure skating.
Okay. All right. Now we also, because I want to know what you all are seeing, or maybe you will now, that has to do with trending stories. So I want to go through these for you. The first, evidently everybody's looking at where can they buy this. The internet cannot get enough of Poland's adorable pierogi plush Olympic mascot. I was asking Mikyla, have you seen this?
I have not. I kind of want one now.
I do too. Either that or I want to give it to the dogs as a toy.
I love that.
So the Polish figure skating team adopted this unofficial mascot, a pierogi plush, and it translates to little pierogi. It's like pierogi guski. Maybe I'm probably butchering that, but little pierogi. It's become an internet sensation. And by the way, with us talking about it right now, it's going to pop up on all your phones. Trust me. The plush came from a Polish workshop called Luft that has since sold out due to its popularity. However, there's fans that are not out of luck. Walmart, evidently, and maybe it's not available right now, Walmart is selling it, a similar one, for $22.99. And they say it's shipping free. So you might want to check Walmart to see if you, okay, look, Sherry just said, I need that. My daughter-in-law is from Poland. Get it. If you can find it. I think it's adorable.
I love this.
I want
one. So simple. And I've never had a pierogi before.
Oh, they're delicious.
So I need to try that as well. Yeah.
Okay. Can somebody send us a pierogi, please? A little plush.
Thanks.
Okay. The other, we've been talking about all these incredible flips. This one also went viral because I just love this for Ben. Ben said that if he were to ever win, that he would absolutely get off the podium by making a flip. He promised his 15-year-old self, Ben Ogden, that if he won an Olympic medal, I would do a backflip off the podium. I wish we could show you the video, but we can't for different reasons. But I tried to take it in his mid-turn. That's exactly what he did. And it was funny because you had the other athletes were like, okay, let me just do a little spin in the air a little bit. Let me try to turn around a little bit, but I'm not going to do the flip like you.
A full flip.
Yeah. So Ben's going viral. And okay, then the other is what's happening at Olympic Village. And it is all about the pasta. Olympic rings pasta. I want this so bad. So
now I want this.
Right? So if you're staying in and you're not going out to dinner for Valentine's, go see if you can find some. Olympic rings pasta has become the latest viral food that has taken over the athletes' village. I want them.
I want some.
All the rings.
Okay. I'm actually going to hit up someone and ask if I can get a couple of boxes and send you one.
Yeah, get them for us. And then we can eat on air while we're
And then we can eat it. Exactly.
All right. Before we wrap up, we talked about the U.S. taking a little while to get into the medal count. Here's where it currently stands. And I'm only giving you where it is in the top 10. But Norway is in the lead with 8 golds, 3 silvers, 7 bronze. So they have 18, and they're on top there because of the golds. Italy is in second with 6 gold, 3 silver, 9 bronze. They have a total of 18 though. And then the United States is third, but that's huge because we took a while to get there. We have 4 golds, 7 silver, 3 bronze for a total of 14. And then France and Germany rounding out the top 5. So go USA.
Team USA. Yes. All the way.
All the way.
You know, I knew though, Norway is very decorated. They have 406 gold medals across the Winter Olympics. And they have Anna and Elsa on their side. I'm sorry. When you literally have Anna and Elsa as they're the Disney characters from your country, nobody is beating you. So
Let it go.
I'll take it. Princess Tiana could not. We're doing the best we can with what we have.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of all the athletes. Cannot wait. By the way, Mikyla said she has never watched the closing ceremony, so we're excited to do the closing breakdown for you. But before we do that, we will end up doing curling, and then we will also get into hockey, and then we will recap the closing ceremonies for you. Let's see. It looks like a little pie, a little lemon pie. I know. I agree.
A little lemon pie.
Jenna said, "Oh, girl, I love your content. I feel bad for Ilya, but hey, there's always the mirror ball trophy." Yeah, right? You're so right. Figure skaters have historically done fantastic on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Good comment. Oh my God.
Yes, that's true. They have.
All right, everybody. So do us a favor. Take the show now and share it like crazy with your followers. By the way, we are on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. on multiple platforms. And then our content you'll be seeing on both of our pages and all of our platforms. One more time, Zach, if you can pull up how they can follow Mikyla Tuggle, Make That Magic on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. And we will be back together again, breaking down more of the Olympics. Again, for all of Mikyla's following, you can follow us, and we hope you do so on multiple platforms as well. If you're ever on live, do us a favor and tell us, hey, I know you from Mikyla's page now. So yes, thank you for that. Mikyla, it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You doing anything fun for Valentine's, by the way?
Yes. Tomorrow, my husband and I are going to see a comedian. Her name is Miss Pat. So we're going to go see her in Baltimore. And then for Sunday, my best friends and I have a Valentine's Day dinner.
Yay.
So
Yay.
It's going to be a good time. What about you?
So Jim and I actually, many years ago when we were dating, we did a progressive night out. So we went somewhere first and we were just doing appetizers. And I'm like, let's go somewhere else for dinner. Let's go somewhere else for dessert. I mean, you're stuffed by the time it's all done. Don't you love that? So
I do like that.
It's also supporting so many different small business restaurants that I am all about. So that's what I didn't know what we were going to do. And he's like, we're going to go back to our dating days, which I love. Right?
I love that. Damn.
I know, right? Yes, exactly. You know what? Before we wrap up our closing ceremonies, we got to get our husbands involved.
We do.
I think that would be fun.
Do we? Should we?
Come on.
My husband's a little bit of a ham. You won't be able to take him off the camera when you get him.
What is your husband's name again?
My husband's name is Harold.
Harold. All right. Harold and Jim. We'll ask you, do you all want them to join before we wrap up?
My followers know Harold. They call for him when I'm on live. They tell me, oh, make sure you bring Harold and we want you guys to watch this movie together. Yep. So we may have to bring in Harold, and my folks will absolutely be excited about that. Lord.
And all of you that follow me, they always say, when are you and Jim going to do a show together again?
There
so
it
I
is.
think it needs to happen. Okay, Janice just said, I loved this show. Christy, this was awesome. Thanks so much, ladies. I love her. I see you on Twilight Zone. Yes.
Oh, hi.
Oh, Angie's on right now. Angie from Spas and More. Thank you, Angie. We love you. Thank you. Yes, add the hubbies for sure. See? I love you too. Have a great Valentine's. Be blessed, both of you, for sure.
Yes.
Somebody in the comments earlier say, I love you two together. We do too. And we think it's going to go far beyond the Olympics.
Absolutely. This was so much fun.
Yes. All right.
I'm going to watch some stuff over the weekend. And I think next week's going to be fun because we're doing curling and hockey.
And hockey. I mean, again, it's been incredible. But curling, we said, was going to be the funniest.
That's the funniest one, for sure.
Absolutely. Let's thank Zachary Kimball. Zachary's been directing for us. Thank you for all of your work. And again, one more time, thank you to Spas and More and to JG Optimal Wellness. We appreciate it. Go USA. Keep watching the Olympics. Support. Yes. The official cheerleader. And we will let you know. Follow our pages and we'll let you know when we will be back together for Medals and Mayhem. Until then, have a wonderful weekend and happy Valentine's.
Bye, guys.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. No commute, no appointments, just warmth, relief whenever you need it. Sore muscles recover faster, tight joints loosen up, tension you carry all day, gone. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the in spa.